my best friend. This is Sid and Friends in the Morning.
For my friends.
77 WABC.
Went down to the mountain, I was drinking some wine. Looked up in the
Flu's on fire. Filipino. Every song is great. Pete Morgan, Mr. Peerless Photos, checks in. He goes, man, you are spot on, Sid. You're so right. I mean, I don't want credit for that. I mean, you got to be some loser to think that wasn't a beautiful moment. You either don't have any kids or you're just a hater. So I have one guy that put on Instagram yesterday, F them, look what they've done to Trump. And I blocked him. I didn't even read the rest of his message. I just blocked him. I mean, I'm on the air 4 hours a day. You know, I'm friends with Trump. Whoever you are on Instagram, Trump doesn't even know you exist, all right? I make a living out of defending Donald Trump. That's basically my job at this point. You don't got to remind me what they do every day. One thing has nothing to do with the other. This guy's kid who loves his father, who's happy for his dad, has nothing to do with what they've done to Donald Trump. Trump didn't come out and bash this kid. He didn't do that. Why would you do it?
Pick your spots.
Yes.
Pick your spots.
Right. Go
spot.
after his father. His father's a jerk-off.
That's it. That's not the spot.
Joe Tacopina's a great father, and he's a great grandfather. That sounds weird, man. He's like my best friend for 47 years. His daughter Morgan had her second child. He's a grandfather twice. Well, Mazel Tov, Joseph.
Yeah, no, I'm not a grandfather. I'm a no-no. There's no, if anyone calls me a grandfather, they lose their teeth.
Oh, is that, so in Italian it's called a no-no because it's a no-no for the grandma, right?
Exactly. It just sounds less offensive and less old, honestly. I mean, that's crazy. I can't be a grandfather. That's ridiculous.
Your grandfather twice? What do you mean?
Yeah, I know.
Well, so somebody said to me, they go, wait a second. How are you friends with Tacopina for 47 years, best friends? They go, that can't be. You guys are too young. I said, well, that's a very nice compliment, but Joseph and I are closer to 60 than we are to 30. So that explains why you've got two grandkids. You still look great. You still look great, Joe.
Yeah, listen, I mean, we take care of ourselves. So you and I eat well, work out well. I mean, look, I have lower body fat now than I've ever had in my life. And, you know, and it's not just for bad purposes. It's obviously it's for mental clarity. Honest to God, since I've been doing this for the last 10 years, working out ferociously and training hard and eating well and you know, doing everything, it's made me more clear mentally. And it's something that I will never, ever cease doing. So
I agree. I think, you know, and you know, for me also, when I was having my drinking and drug difficulties, the one thing I did turn to, because one of the things you have to try to do is figure out the time, right? All the time you spend in the bar scoring drugs. Now what do you do? So I became this crazy workout guy when I became sober. So for me, it was also, look, I like putting on a tight sport jacket. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't mind taking off my shirt on the beach. But for me, it really has been my therapy. Really is.
Yeah. Yep. And it's, by the way, you know, people spend millions of dollars a year on anti-aging this and this drug and that drug. It is the greatest anti-aging device of all time, right? It really is.
Agreed.
At the airport the other day, I swear to God, this is a true story. I was going through TSA. I showed the passport photo. The guy pulled me aside. I'm thinking, what did I do now? Did I leave something else in my bag this time? What did I do? And he said, this is not your passport photo. Whose passport is this? I said, what are you talking about? I was really like perplexed. I thought I gave him like my son's passport. Yeah. And he showed it to me. It was a photo for me from 8 years ago. He said, you're significantly younger than the person in this photo.
Oh, wow.
So who is this? So it was a photo for me from 8 years ago. And Sid, when you look at that photo, I look way older.
Wow.
And I look really bad. I had to explain to him and show him and prove through a driver's license
that's
that
great.
was actually me.
That's great.
Then he gave me a fist bump. He's like, dude, that's great.
Oh, that is great. That is great.
It's working.
It's working.
Whatever.
You know what else is working, Joe, before we get to the legal stuff? And that is almost every week, I'm not going to get too carried away, but you come on this show, and then not long after I get a text from you, and it could be prospective client. It could be somebody you work with, somebody you know. Almost every week I get a follow-up text that goes, I love Sid. You're great on Sid's show, blah, blah, blah. Yes?
Sid, I just sent you one of the many, right? I mean, there's a Bill from Fairfield. He's a great guy. He drives. He's a retired guy. He drives around, and he takes me to the airport all the time, at the airport. He's always listening to you, everyone. Retired cops in different hotels in the city, including one at the Trump Hotel in Central Park West. He's always listening to you. When he sees me, stops me, always says something. And so it's amazing the audience you have, but how they connect. Both of us. Some of them know me. And Chris, my son Chris, the other day went to a chiropractor in Florida, and the guy said, "Are you related to that famous great lawyer Joe Tacopina?" I swear to God. And Chris, like, "That's my dad." He goes, "Well, you're not paying today. I listen to him all the time on Sid's show."
Oh my God!
Like, this is a guy in Florida.
That's great. That is great.
So
that's great.
It's your audience obviously is so broad now and so incredible. And look, the people listening to you are the people that matter. So it's a great thing. And
Thank you, Joe.
It's validation for you, for me, and for all your guests.
Well, I appreciate that. I love you. Thank you.
Who you get?
Yeah. So I do want to get to Trump here, though, for a second, because, again, you represented Trump in a couple of different cases. And here's what I keep getting from people. They say to me, look, here's the deal. If Donald Trump wins, most of his legal issues have gone away. Almost all of them. There's like one left. I don't know. But there is a fear among the Trump supporters, and I have no idea whether it's a rational fear or not. There's a fear that if he loses the election, they have sent me texts that said, quote, he's going to jail. Your thoughts? Well, here's the deal. If he loses the election, the federal cases don't go away. They don't get pardoned. Now, of course, one of them, the classified docs case in Florida, was dismissed by the federal judge who Donald Trump appointed. I believe that will be appealed